The wrestling world witnessed one of the most emotionally charged confrontations in recent memory as Lee and her husband Centimeter Punk engaged in a heated war of words with fellow married couple Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch on Monday Night Raw. The explosive segment set the stage for what promises to be one of the most anticipated mixed tag team matches in WWE history at this Saturday's Wrestlepalooza event. The confrontation began when Punk and Lee made their way to the ring to face off against the champion couple, Rollins, who currently holds the World Heavyweight Championship, and Lynch, the reigning Women's Intercontinental Champion, stood ready for what would become a verbal battle that exposed deep-seated animosities and personal vulnerabilities. The tension between these two power couples runs deeper than typical wrestling rivalries. Rollins wasted no time addressing the elephant in the room, telling Punk that he would live to regret dragging his wife into their long-standing blood feud. This reference to their history suggests that the animosity between Punk and Rollins has been simmering for an extended period, with roots that extend beyond their current championship status. What made this confrontation particularly compelling was how both Rollins and Lynch zeroed in on what many consider to be Lee's greatest vulnerability, her decade-long absence from professional wrestling. The couple repeatedly emphasized the dangers Lee faces returning to the ring after such an extended hiatus, with Lynch and Rollins questioning whether she could handle the physical and mental demands of modern WWE competition. "I wouldn't even be here if you hadn't used your own wife as a human shield," Lee fired back, delivering one of the most cutting responses of the entire segment. This accusation suggests that Rollins may have involved Lynch in their feud as a way to protect himself from Punk's wrath, turning what might have been a singles rivalry into a deeply personal battle between two families. Perhaps the most striking moment of the confrontation came when Lee made a remarkably honest admission about her physical condition. Acknowledging that she didn't know how her neck would hold up during Saturday's match, Lee demonstrated the kind of vulnerability rarely seen in professional wrestling promos. This candid revelation about her health concerns added a layer of genuine emotion to what could have been standard pre-match posturing. However, Lee quickly pivoted from vulnerability to confidence, warning her opponents that they wouldn't be able to handle her signature, unpredictable style. This reference to her wrestling persona from a decade ago suggests that despite her time away, Lee believes her unique approach to competition remains her greatest weapon. Her unpredictability was always one of her defining characteristics during her original run, making her one of the most compelling performers of her era. Rollins responded to Lee's defiance with psychological warfare, laughing off her threats while claiming he could read Punk like a book. This dismissive attitude toward one of wrestling's most enigmatic figures seemed designed to get under Punk's skin, but Rollins wasn't finished with his mental games. The World Heavyweight Champion then delivered what may have been the most personal attack of the entire segment. "He has a nasty habit of leaving when things let him down. So this Saturday, when my wife rips you into shreds, you better hope to God that he doesn't leave you too." This brutal verbal assault referenced Punk's controversial departure from WWE years ago, when he walked away from the company under acrimonious circumstances. By suggesting that Punk might abandon Lee when the going gets tough, Rollins struck at the very foundation of their marriage and partnership. The implication that Punk is unreliable when faced with adversity was clearly designed to plant seeds of doubt in Lee's mind about her husband's commitment to their cause. The verbal sparring reached its breaking point when Lee, clearly incensed by Rollins' personal attacks, slapped the World Heavyweight Champion across the face. This moment of physical contact transformed the segment from a war of words into something more visceral and immediate. The slap served as Lee's definitive response to Rollins' psychological tactics, showing that she wouldn't be intimidated despite her concerns about her physical condition. What happened next revealed cracks in the Rollins-Lynch relationship that could prove significant come Saturday. Rather than immediately supporting her husband after he was struck, Lynch hesitated. When Rollins expected Lynch to retaliate against Lee, the self-proclaimed greatest female wrestler of all time surprisingly wanted nothing to do with the confrontation, creating visible tension between the married champions. The argument that erupted between Rollins and Lynch provided fascinating insight into their relationship dynamics under pressure. Lynch's reluctance to immediately engage with Lee suggested either strategic thinking or personal reservations about the match. Her decision to leave the ring, abandoning her husband in the face of their opponents, created a moment of genuine uncertainty about their united front. This marital discord provided Punk with the opening he needed. Recognizing the opportunity created by the champion's disagreement, Punk quickly pursued Rollins out of the ring, attempting to capitalize on the chaos. However, Lynch proved that her apparent reluctance was merely strategic positioning, as she used the distraction to sneak back into the ring. Lynch's return to the ring culminated in one of the most impactful endings to a Raw segment in recent memory. Her execution of the manhandle slam on Lee served as both a physical statement and a psychological victory. The move demonstrated that despite any hesitation she may have shown earlier, Lynch remains fully capable of handling Lee in their upcoming encounter. The sequence concluded with Lynch delivering a slap to Punk before sharing a passionate kiss with Rollins on the entrance ramp. This final image served multiple purposes. It showed that despite their momentary disagreement, the champion couple remained united. It left Lee laid out in the ring as a symbol of what might happen at Wrestlepalooza, and it provided Rollins and Lynch with a strong visual victory heading into their match. This confrontation has elevated what was already a highly anticipated match into something truly special. The personal nature of the attacks, the questions about Lee's physical condition, and the glimpses of tension within both relationships have created a compelling narrative that extends far beyond typical wrestling storytelling. The mixed tag team match at Wrestlepalooza now carries the weight of genuine emotional investment. Will Lee's neck hold up under the pressure of her first match in a decade? Can Punk and Lee overcome the psychological warfare employed by the champion couple? Will the cracks shown in the Rollins-Lynch relationship prove to be their downfall, or will they emerge stronger than ever? WWE Wrestlepalooza promises to answer these questions and more when it streams Saturday at 7 p.m. EDT on the new ESPN app in the United States and on Netflix internationally. The event will also feature the highly anticipated clash between John Cena and Brock Lesnar, making it a must-watch evening for wrestling fans worldwide. With emotions running this high and personal stakes this significant, Saturday's mixed tag team match between these two power couples has all the ingredients necessary to become an instant classic that fans will remember for years to come.